Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Last year when we were fishing, this motor started to indicate a solid audible alarm. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but from everything I read up on, it sounds like that audible alarm is an indicator of it overheating. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change the impeller on this motor and show you how it's done. And if you're a regular viewer of mine, hang around to the end of the video. I'll show you a couple scenes of what things look like up here in the North Woods. I think a lot of people enjoy watching to see what the weather looks like and to see where we are in the season. So it's been a beautiful weekend so far. Trilliums are in full bloom and the woods are just alive with life once again. So I'm gonna go ahead and change my clothes and we'll wheel the boat into the garage and we'll get to work. At the end of last year when we were fishing, this boat motor gave me a solid audible alarm, and that's usually indicative whenever you get a Mercury or a Mariner product of an overheating engine. So one of the things we're going to do today is we're going to try to solve this problem. A couple different ideas of things that I think might be going on. The first is going to be the most obvious. We're going to go ahead and change the impeller to the water pump. All right, guys, pretty simple to take the lower unit off. It's going to be a 5/8 nut right here on both sides, and I've kind of done the prep work. There is a bolt right here. You can take a cap off, and it comes down to this piece, and that's going to be a 1/2-inch bolt. And then underneath there, you can see another nut here that you have to take off, and right below it, right here, there's another one that you have to pop off. All right, I'll go get the other side next. All right, I got both sides off, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adjust this one. This is gonna be 1/2 inch. Oh, and we're gonna go ahead and give her 2 tree turns and unscrew this one. And then what'll happen is this lower unit should start to drop down until it catches on the nuts that are still threaded on the side. If you unloosen these nuts all the way, they'll actually push against the casing and this will start dropping, and you can see I've already dropped a 1/2 inch. So I know that this is going to come apart somewhat easily. Sure, there we go. That first nut's off, and I'll move to the other side and I'll get that one. You should change your impeller like once every 2 years. I know sometimes I'm guilty of stretching it to once every 3 years. But motor's an expensive investment, so you're best off replacing it sooner rather than later. We'll give it a little wiggle, and there you go. The lower unit is out, and your impeller is going to be in this black housing. Let's see, right down here by my thumb. So we'll start taking that apart next. All right, these little guys here are going to be 7/16. It comes with a nut and a flat washer. We'll undo these 3, and then that should expose the impeller. A little bit of know-how helps out quite a bit. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. It's not that hard. There we go. There's our impeller. You can see how hard this is bent over. That's terrible. And be careful when you take this apart. There's a little key in there, and you're going to want to make sure that you don't drop that key into the lower part of the engine. And I seen mine moved already. I hope that key didn't drop in. No, it didn't. There it is right there. Make sure you don't drop that key. It's going to be very essential to the reinstalling of everything. Now if I can just get that to stay. I'll show you what the new impeller looks like versus what this old one looks like. All right, there's the old one. See how those vanes are bent over so hard? There's the new one. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you wait too long, I've seen these vanes break off and go into the internal parts of the engine, and they just raise hell. So you're best off replacing this every 2 years. If you stay on top of it, it's not that hard of a chore to do. Make sure everything slides down inside these pins that hold it straight. And make sure you get the right gaskets in place. If all else fails, just take a video of you doing it and you can go back and check. And then one thing that I like to do when I start getting to this point where I'm going to put in the impeller is I get this high performance extreme grease, and I'm going to go ahead and pack this all with grease. One of the most important parts when you put this back together is when you look at your key, usually there's one side that's smooth and the other side is real rigid. I always put the rigid side down. And then just note that on the key there's a groove that's going to fit into your impeller. So let's see where this is at. There's the groove in my impeller. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's right by my thumb. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep my thumb on that vane and I'll slide it down until that groove lines up with the groove on the key. And be careful that it does seat itself down in there, because you don't want that key falling into your lower unit. All right, we're done with that part. I'm going to go ahead and grease everything up here. And yeah, we'll go ahead and put the top of the housing back on and we'll get this thing going. I've got these three bolts tightened down, and I put grease on this lower shaft, and then we'll also do it up here on this upper shaft. Make sure you grease the snot out of it. There's never too much greasing on your motor, except for the top end here. That part you don't want to put too much grease on, because when you go to push this down into the portion of the motor where it's supposed to sit, sometimes it will create back pressure and the pieces will actually push apart. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and clean my hands up once again, and we're ready to start assembling the lower unit. All right, it looks like it's not going to come across real well, but there's a tube that comes down here that I have to make sure that I get into the right place, make sure that this gets into the right place, and then there's these two bolts up here as well. So it's going to be a little tough getting a decent angle on this because I'm just filming by myself. But here again, that tube is right here, and you can barely see it. Sorry about the lighting. Let's see if I can get a little bit better light. Well, I think that's going to be about as good as it gets. But we're going to go ahead and try gently sliding this all back together. And just take your time and make sure everything goes where it's supposed to. All right, speedometer hose is in. Get my copper tube lined up. I just always get these two side ones caught first. If you feel like it's starting to get pressure on it, stop, because something isn't lined up. And then just start the whole process over again, where you reinsert the lower unit. And don't be afraid to give the prop a little whirl to make sure you're headed in the right direction. Okay, and once we have those cinched up, then I go ahead and I put in the 1/2-inch nut and washer. And I don't get anything tight yet. I just get it snug. And then I'll do the 5/8-inch nut next, right here. And you can see I'm pretty much doing this all just by finger. And look how tight this gap is already. So nothing is forced into place, and that's the way you want it. You don't want to ever force anything, because you can wreck the whole top half of your engine doing that. Okay, that's where we want it. All right, we're all back together. I just got to put the dust cap on here and we're good to go. All right, I ran into town to a neighbor's house where I could use a garden hose, and hooked up the rabbit ears to the back of the motor to give it water so we don't overheat unintentionally. And I'm going to go ahead, we'll fire this thing up and we'll see what the motor looks like. Water's already on. She fires up good. Let's go take a look at the motor. All right, no alarm. I've had it running maybe for about 15-20 minutes. Normally I would have heard the alarm by now. And she's quiet. So I call that one a success. the impeller is in, and we took her out on the lake and gave her a whirl or two, and went around the lake, and instantly I noticed I had full power again, and the engine's cooling down again. So it's nice to get the boat ready. I've got friends coming up here to the cabin at the mid-August, and we're going to do a special fishing trip, and I'll probably share that with you guys, and I'm sure we'll have a couple other projects going on. So thank you so much for checking out this video, and here again, you know, stay tuned to the end. I'll show you a couple scenes of what it looks like up here.